Okay, good day everyone. I'm Miss Roxanne B. Arevalo, licensed professional teacher in mathematics, and I will be your review master for Calculus in paghahanda sa kinabukasan to free college entrance examination review program ng Taytay. So last na to, promise. Last na subject nyo na makakasama ako, so bear with me. And ihanda na ang mga sarili. Madugo pero kayang-kaya to. Okay. Kayang-kaya nyo to. So, let's start with our first part of the calculus review ngayong umaga. As an overview or breakdown of your topics in calculus, we're going to have these topics: conic sections, circles and parabolas, limits and continuity. Actually, this is still part of pre-calculus as well as trigonometry. And it will serve as an introduction before we delve in or we go on the actual calculus, which will happen on the second part of this video lecture. Okay, so first part tayo, kagaya ng trigo, hahatiin natin sa dalawa. So now, let's start with the conic sections. Conics are formed when a plane intersects a double-napped cone but not at the vertex. So, yung mga conic section na meron tayo, they are formed by having a plane figure intersect with a double-napped circular cone. Okay? As you can see in our figure. So, ito yung visualization ng conic sections. Ayan. So, as you can see, when a plane figure intersect a double-napped cone, it will form the four conic sections that we have, which is the first one, ayan, circle. Then we have the ellipse, then the parabola, and lastly, the hyperbola. Yung restriction natin, hindi pwede na mag-intersect yung plane natin sa vertex. Hindi siya pwede sa vertex dumaan. Because kapag nangyari yun, hindi na siya actually conic section na mapo-form. Yung tinatawag na natin siyang degenerate cases. Kagaya na nakikita nyo dyan. Like, one of the degenerate cases are the point, line, and two intersecting lines. Ayan. Okay. So, conic sections lang natin, again, are the circle, parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. So let's talk about the first conic section. First is the circle. So when the plane intersect the cone horizontally, meaning parallel siya sa base ng ating cone, it will form a circle. As you can see in the illustration. Kapag naman yung um, ating plane figure intersects a cone tilted or horizontally, it will form a bounded curve called ellipse. Meaning to say, hindi siya dapat perpendicular sa base. Okay? Dapat, tilted yung plane natin to create an ellipse. Okay? Then, the next one will be a parabola wherein our cone intersects only one, again, cone, but it will form an unbounded curve. Okay? Pag unbounded curve yung na-create niya, ang tawag doon, parabola. Kagaya nitong nasa figure. And lastly, ito naman yung nag-iisang conic section na dalawang cone yung na-intersect niya. Okay? So, when the plane, not necessarily vertical, intersects both cones to form two unbounded curves. So, para siyang dalawang parabola. This is called hyperbola. Okay, so as you can see in the illustration, dalawang cone yung na-intersect niya. Kaya magke-create siya ng dalawang uh, unbounded curves at ang tawag natin dito ay hyperbola. So ngayon, alam na natin yung itsura ng apat na conic sections na meron tayo. So basically, alam nyo yung itsura niya pag nilapat siya um, sa isang two dimensional na image, okay? Or sa coordinate or rectangular coordinates. Pero ano kaya yung kanilang mga general equation? So I have here various general equations or equations of the conic section. Okay, alam nyo ba kung sino sa kanila ang parabola, hyperbola, circle, and ellipse? So, dito sa part ng discussion na to, didiscuss natin paano nyo ma-identify if a given equation can be classified as a parabola, hyperbola, ellipse, or circle. So, an equation has to have x squared and or y squared to create a conic section. So, it means na dapat meron tayong dalawang klase ng variable, not necessarily x or y, pero usually kasi na nakikita ninyo sa mga equation, x and y. So, pagpalagay na natin, we have x squared or y and or y squared bago nyo maklasify na equation siya ng isang conic section. Meaning, ang highest degree dapat ng ating equation ay 2. Okay? Highest exponent is 2. So, either si x squared or si y squared or parehas silang naka-second degree. So, if neither x nor y is squared, hindi siya pwedeng makonsidered as conic section. That is just a line. Okay? So, there are certain characteristics unique to each type of conic section that will give us an idea what kind of conic sections we are graphing. So, simulan natin sa circle. Okay? Paano ba natin makaklasify na circle yung equation ng conic section? So, malalaman ninyo na circle yung equation or general equation ng isang na given if both x squared and y squared appear. So, meaning to say naka-square si x and y. And another indication is that their coefficients are the same value. Okay, kagaya nito. We have ax squared plus ay squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equals to 0, where the a, c, d, and e are constants. So, meaning to say, dito, sa binigay sa ating given, pansinin nyo na meron tayong x squared and y squared as the variable. Then, yung coefficient nila parehas a. Meaning to say, parehas dapat yung coefficient ni x squared and y squared para masabi natin siyang circle. And syempre, dahil pares nga sila, dapat pares din sila ng sign. Okay? Dapat parehas sila ng value and ng sign yung coefficient ng x squared and y squared. Kagaya nito. We have 3x squared minus 12x plus 3y squared is equal to 2. Pansinin nyo na parehas ng coefficient si x squared and si y squared. Parehas siyang positive 3. So, that kind of information will help us or give us a circle na conic section for that equation. Okay? Next, another example we have 18x squared minus 24x plus 18y squared plus 48y minus 5 is equals to 0. So again, parehas yung coefficient ng x squared and y squared natin, which is positive 18. Kaya naman, masasabi natin si circle yung ating equation. Basta tatandaan nyo lang parehas na naka-square si x at si y at parehas sila ng coefficient. Okay? Para masabi nating circle. Punta naman tayo sa parabola. Okay. Sa parabola, siya yung natatangi sa lahat ng conic section na isa lang ang naka-square. Isang variable lang naka-square. Either x squared or y squared. Okay. So, hindi kailangan na parehas. Okay. Yung coefficient ni x and y. No, not necessarily. Kailangan lang, isa lang dapat sa kanila, kay x or kay y, ang naka-square. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng parehas na naka-square si x and y. Dapat isa lang sa kanila. So, we have two possible formats for the equation of the parabola. We have ax squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equals to 0. So, meaning to say, dito sa format na to, or sa general equation na to, si x ang naka-square. So, pag ganyan ang nangyari, si x ang naka-square, like sa mga past examples natin sa trigo, parabola yan na ang opening niya ay upward or downward. Okay? Another is the by squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equals to 0. Okay? So, dito naman, ang naka-square ay si y. So, ang opening niya either to the left or to the right. Okay? For example, we have y is equals to x squared minus 4. So, in this example, ang naka-square ay si x. Kaya naman, parabola siya. Yung y natin nasa first degree. So, ang highest degree na kay x, which is 2. So, parabola ang given. Ang parabola yan that opens upward or downward. Next example is that x is equal to 2y squared minus 3y plus 10. So, in this example, ang naka-square naman dito ay si y. Okay? Kaya naman, ang opening nito, right or left na parabola. Okay. So, that's the general equation of a parabola. Proceed tayo sa ellipse. Paano naman nating malalaman na ellipse siya? So, pag ellipse, both are squared. X and y, they are both in the second degree. Okay? So, anong pinagkaiba niya kay circle? Si ellipse, magkaiba dapat yung kanilang coefficient. Yes, si x squared at si y squared pares naka-squared. But they should have different coefficient. Pero kahit different yung coefficient nila, dapat parehas positive. Okay. Though magkaiba yung though magkaiba yung coefficient ni x squared and y squared, dapat yung sign parehas. Kung positive, positive. Kung negative, negative. Okay? Pero usually, hindi, no, positive siya lagi. Okay? Pero, sige, sige. Positive lagi. Okay? Like this one. For the general formula, we have ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equal to 0. Okay? Example. So, we have 3x squared minus 9x plus 2y squared plus 10y minus 6 is equal to 0. So, as you can see, parehas naka-square si x. Pero, yung coefficient ng x and ng y magkaiba. We have 3 and 2. And parehas na positive. Okay? Parehas na positive pero magkaiba yung value. We have positive 3 for the coefficient of x squared and positive 2 for the coefficient of y squared. Next, another examples are 2x squared plus 5y squared plus 8x minus 10y minus 7 is equal to 0. So, the highest degree or the degree of x squared and y squared is 2. Yun din, highest degree din nila. And then, pares na positive naman yung coefficient pero 2 and 5. So, magkaiba yung value. Then, we have 4x squared plus y squared minus 16x minus 6y plus 21 equals 0. Parehas naka-square, highest degree is 2, si x and y. Pero, magkaiba ng coefficient na positive. Positive naman. 4 yung coefficient ni x squared and 1 yung coefficient ni y squared. So, they are both examples of the equation, general equation of ellipse, an ellipse na function. Okay? Last, paano naman natin malalaman na hyperbola? So, hyperbolas have a general equation that have both x squared and y squared. So, parehas highest degree is 2, tapos x squared and y squared, parehas na naka-square. But their coefficient a and b, or coefficient ni x squared and ni y squared, magkaiba ng sign. Isa sa kanila positive, isa naman sa kanila negative. Kagaya nito, we have ax squared minus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equal to 0. So, magkaiba talaga yung coefficient dapat ni x squared and y squared. Magkaiba na ng sign, magkaiba pa ng value. Then, we have ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equal to 0. Magkaiba ng sign, magkaiba ng value yung coefficient ni x squared and ni y squared. For example, we have 4y squared minus 10y minus 3x squared equals 12. So, ang ating x and y ay pares na naka-square, pero ang coefficient ni x ay -3 at ang coefficient ni y ay +4. So, magkaiba ng sign, magkaiba ng value. Another example, we have 5x squared minus 3y squared minus 20x minus 18y minus 22 is equal to 0. So, si x squared, si y squared present, pero ang coefficient ni x squared ay 5, coefficient ni y squared -3. So, that is a hyperbola na equation. Next, we have -4x squared plus y squared plus 24x plus 4y minus 36 is equal to 0. So, they both have x squared and y squared. Highest degree is 2. Magkaiba nga lang ng coefficient, we have -4 and +1. So, that is an example of hyperbola. Okay, so let's have this exercise. The graphs of the following equations are non-degenerate conic sections. Identify the conic section. So, pwede nyong i-pause tong video na to para masagutan yung mga exercise or mga problems na yan, na items na yan. And then, play nyo na lang kapag check na ninyo yung sagot ninyo. Okay, number 1. 5x squared minus 3y squared plus 10x minus 12y is equal to 22. So, as you can see here, x squared and y squared is present. So, ang pagpipilian nyo na lang dyan, hyperbola, ellipse, and then circle. And tingnan nyo na ngayon yung coefficient ni x squared and y squared. Si x squared, 5. Tapos, si y squared, negative 3. Okay? So, meaning to say, magkaiba sila. Pati sa sign. Magkaiba ng value, magkaiba pa ng sign. So, the answer will be hyperbola. Okay. Next, number 2, we have 2y squared minus 5x minus 12y is equals to 17. Oh, very obvious to. Si y squared lang ang naka-second degree. Kaya naman, ang pagpipilian nyo lamang po ay parabola. So, the answer is parabola. Next, number 3. 3x squared plus 3y squared plus 42x minus 12y is equal to negative 154. And as you can see in here, parehas naka-x squared and y squared. Nandyan. And parehas yung coefficient nilang dalawa. So, the answer will be circle. Number 4, we have 3x squared plus 6x plus 4y is equal to 18. And ang naka-square lang ay si x squared. So, the answer is parabola. Number 5. 7x squared plus 3y squared minus 14x plus 12y is equal to negative 14. So, dito sa given na to, may x squared at y squared tayo. Kaya lang magkaiba ng coefficient pero parehas positive. So, the answer is ellipse. And number 6, we have negative 4x squared plus 3y squared plus 24x minus 12y is equal to 36. So, magkaiba ng sign yung coefficient ni x squared and y squared. Negative 4 and 3 respectively. Kaya naman, the answer is, kagaya ng number 1, hyperbola. So, very good. Nakakuha ng 6/6. Palakpakan nyo yung mga sarili ninyo. Okay, next slide na tayo. Circle. So, a circle is a set of all coplanar points such that the distance from a fixed point is constant. The fixed point is called the center of the circle, and the constant distance from the center is called the radius of the circle. So, by the definition of a circle, set of all coplanar points daw siya. And pag sinabi natin coplanar points, there are points in the same plane. Yung tinatawag dyan na coplanar points are the points on the circumference of the circle. And they have the same distance from the fixed point or from the center. That distance is the radius of our circle. Okay? And we can actually have the standard form of equation of the circle by computing or having the distance between the point or a point in the circle and to the center. Okay. Now let's derive the equation of a circle. To do that, we're going to find the value of the radius using the distance formula. So the distance formula is the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 raised to 2 plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 raised to 2. Yung distance na yan, yan yung magre-represent ng ating radius. So, r is the distance. Yan, r is equals to d. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin na 2 points, nahanapin natin na distance niyan, is yung center tsaka yung point sa ating circle, which is yung x, y. Kaya naman, yung magiging ating x sub 1 is h, coordinates nung center, and yung y sub 2, wait, burahin ko lang. Y sub 1 is yung k. Tapos, yung ating x sub 2 will be x, and the y sub 2 will be y. So, ilapat natin yung mga nakuha nating values or representation dun sa ating distance formula. So, d or r na siya, hindi na siya d, r is equal to the square root of, yung ating x sub 2 is x, so parenthesis x sub 2, which is x, minus x sub 1, which is h, squared, plus y sub 2, which is y, minus y sub 1 ay k, squared. So, tanggalin natin yung square root para magmukha siyang ating magmukha siya equation. So, it will become r squared is equal to x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. So, yan na po yung ating center radius form na equation ng circle. So, yung h and k will be the center, coordinates of the center, and r is the radius of the circle. Okay? Now, let's talk about the definition of parabola. A parabola is defined geometrically as the set of all points equidistant from a fixed point, the focus, and a fixed line, the directrix. So, meaning to say, yung mga points na nasa parabola natin, equidistant siya from the focus and the directrix. Meaning to say, parehas yung distance ng point sa parabola natin sa focus and sa directrix, like this. The d sub 1, which is the distance of the point from the focus, is the same as the distance of the point to the directrix. Ganon din sa ibang parts ng ating parabola. Okay? So, we have different kinds of parabola, different openings of parabola, like upward, downward, left, or right. So, nakabase sa opening ng ating parabola kung ano yung magiging vertex form ng equation ng ating parabola. So, kung upward or downward ang ating parabola, we have this vertex form, y is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k, where the h and k are the coordinates of the vertex. Yung vertex is yung turning point. Yan yung highest or lowest point ng ating parabola. Okay? Sa parabola naman that opens to the right or left, meaning to say they are horizontal, horizontal yung orientation ng parabola natin, ang vertex form niya is x is equals to a times y minus k squared plus h. So, the vertex is h comma k pa rin. So, meaning to say, kapag upward or downward yung ating parabola, ang naka-square na variable is si x, si y is nasa first degree. Sa right or left naman, ang naka-square ay si y. And using this vertex form, alam na natin or makukuha na natin kung ano yung coordinates ng vertex ng parabola natin. Okay? Pero may isa pa tayong type ng equation ng parabola, and iba din yung way ng pagkuha ng vertex nun. So, for the other form of our parabola, we have f of x is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. So, naka-square dyan si x. Kaya naman, upward or downward yung equation ng parabola na yan. Okay? So, the technique, kapag nakaganito yung form ng ating equation, para makuha yung coordinates ng ating center, we have x is equals to negative b over 2a, wherein dx is the x-coordinate ng ating vertex. Okay? Yan yung formula to get the x-coordinate of the vertex. Para naman makuha yung y-coordinate ng vertex, we need to input the x-coordinate value into the function. Okay, i-evaluate natin yung value ng x na nakuha natin into our given equation. Ngayon, kapag naman ang vertex natin or ang parabola natin, ito po ang form, x is equal to ay squared plus by plus c. Ang formula niyan is, ang formula ng vertex niya is y is equal to negative b over 2a for the y coordinate. Kasi, pag ganyan yung equation natin, upward or downward, hindi, left or right. Okay, clarify ko lang, left or right yung parabola natin dyan. So, y muna ang makukuha natin using the formula negative b over 2a, and then para makuha natin yung x coordinate, i-input po natin yung y coordinate sa ating equation para makuha yung x coordinate. Okay. So, bigyan ko kayo ng mga example problems related sa parabola and sa circle and kung paano siya sasagutan. Number 1. Find the coordinates of the vertex of the parabola y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 3. A, negative 1, negative 5. B, 1, 3 over 2. So, C, 2, negative 3. D, negative 2, 5 over 2. So, paki-pause na tong video para masagutan nyo na on your own. And to check your answer, let's compute. Ang hinahanap dito sa ating problem is the vertex. And based dun sa form na binigay sa atin na y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 3, ang gagamitin nating formula to find the vertex is yung last na diniscuss natin kanina. So, x is equal to negative b over 2a. Since ang opening ng ating parabola na ganyan, naka-square si x, so opening yan upward or downward. So, hanapin natin, ano ba yung value ni a based dun sa equation? So, a is equal to 2. Ang a natin, yun yung coefficient ng ating x squared. Nung x squared, yung x na may highest degree, which is 2 nga. Tapos, yung b naman, yan yung coordinate nung ating x lang. Yung x na nasa first degree. So, b is equal to 4. Kaya naman, when we substitute it to our formula, x is equal to negative 4 over 2 times 2. Okay, dumulas. 2 times 2. So, the answer for x will be negative 4 divided by 4, and that is negative 1. So, ngayon, nung nakuha na natin yung value ni x, we're going to evaluate it into our original equation. So, y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 3. So, when x is equal to negative 1, y is equal to 2 times negative 1 squared plus 4 times negative 1 minus 3. So, it will become 2 times negative 1 squared, that is 2 times positive 1 plus, actually 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, so hindi na siya magiging plus, it will become minus, okay, minus 4, then minus 3. And this is now 2 times 1, 2, minus 4, minus 3. Pag pinagsama-sama natin sila, it will become negative 5. Kaya naman, ang vertex po ng ating parabola ay negative 1, negative 5, which is letter A. Okay, very good sa mga nakakuha. ng sagot na letter A. Now, let's proceed to number 2. Number 2. Find the coordinates of the vertex of the parabola x is equal to y squared minus 6y plus 10. A, negative 1, 3, B, 10, 3, C, negative 1, 1, and letter D, 1, 3. So, pause this video now if you want to answer. Then, check na natin yung sagot ninyo. Based do sa given natin, ang ating parabola, opening niya is left or right. So, gagamitin natin yung formula na y is equal to negative b over 2a para makuha natin yung vertex ng ating parabola. Ngayon, i-identify na natin ano si a at ano si b. A will be the coefficient of y squared, that is 1. Okay? Wala kayong makitang coefficient ni y squared, hindi yan 0 ha. That is 1, yung mahiyain na 1. Ayaw magpakita lagi. Okay, then B, coefficient naman niya ni y na nasa first degree. So, that is negative 6. Substitute na natin sa formula. We're going to have y is equal to negative of negative 6 over 2 times 1. So, that is negative of negative 6 is positive 6 over 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So, the value of y is equal to 3. Now, balik tayo sa original nating equation. X is equal to y squared minus 6y plus 10. Then, substitute natin yung value ni y sa ating equation. So, it will become x is equal to 3 squared minus 6. 6 times 3 plus 10. To get the value of x, yung x coordinate ng vertex natin. So, 3 squared is 9 minus 6 times 3, 18 plus 10. So, 9 minus 18, so negative 9 plus 10, that is positive 1. Kaya naman ang coordinates ng vertex natin ay 1, 3. The answer is letter D. Okay, very good. O, ayan, tama ang sagot. Next. Number 3. A diameter of a circle has endpoints 6, 3 and 12, negative 7. Find the equation in center radius form of the circle having the same center but twice the radius as this circle. A. X minus 9 squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to 136. B. X minus 9 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 136. C. X minus 9 squared minus y plus 2 squared is equal to 136. And letter D, x minus 9 squared minus y minus 2 squared equals 136. Sige, pause nyo na yung video kapag magsasagot na kayo. Now, let's answer. So, ang pinapagawa sa atin, pinapahanap sa atin, yung center radius form ng circle. Given lang yung diameter ng circle na may endpoint 6, 3 and 12, negative 7. So, ngayon, kailangan natin na ang target nating format ng ating equation ng circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So, kailangan nating malaman yung center tsaka yung radius ng ating circle. So, given the diameter, alam nyo naman siguro yung relationship ng diameter at ng radius, di ba? So, kalahati, half ng diameter, yung radius. And, first, hanapin muna natin yung center ng ating circle para malaman natin yung kung gaano kahaba yung ating radius. Okay, given yung diameter na ang endpoints ay 6, 3 and 12 minus 7, hahanapin natin yung gitna ng diameter na yan. Okay? Using the midpoint formula. So, kahit ano dyan yung maging x sub 1, x sub 2 ninyo, basta tsaka y sub 1, y sub 2, pwedeng magkabaliktad. Basta, kung sino yung si x sub 1, yung kapartner niya, yun yung y sub 1. Huwag niyong pagpapalitin yun. Okay? So, the midpoint formula is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2, y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. And yung midpoint na yan, which yan yung gitna ng diameter, and yan din yung circle. Okay? So, sige, mag-assign tayo. Yung 6, 3, gawin natin yan na x sub 1 tsaka y sub 1. Yung 12, negative 7 naman, yan yung gagawin nating x sub 2 tsaka y sub 2. So, using the midpoint formula, which is center na to, o center, is equal to x sub 1, 6, plus x sub 2, 12, over 2, comma, y sub 1, 3, plus y sub 2 is negative 7, over 2. Okay, so the center will be 6 plus 12, that is 18, over 2, comma, 3 plus negative 7, that is negative 4, over 2. And yung final natin is 18 divided by 2, 9, comma, negative 4 over 2, negative 2. So, yun yung center natin. So, ngayon, alam na natin yung center ng ating circle. Ang susunod naman natin nga hanapin is the radius. Okay? So, burahin ko lang to, lagay ko dito. Basta solve na natin yung center. Ano nga ulit yung center natin? The center is 9, negative 2. Ayan. Ngayon, hahanapin natin yung radius by solving the distance from the center to any of those endpoints ng diameter natin. Kahit saan dyan, si 6 or si 3. Okay, pero hanapin natin yung distance ng kahit anong endpoint dyan sa ating center. So, sige, ang kunin na lang natin 6, 3. So, center natin na 9, negative 2. Then, yung endpoint na 6, 3. Kahit ano ulit dyan yung x sub 1, x sub 2 ninyo, y sub 1, y sub 2, basta magka-pair si x sub 1 tsaka si y sub 1 and si y sub 2 and x sub 2. So, sige, ito na lang. X sub 1, y sub 1. Okay, nagmukhang x. Ang dulas talaga. X sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Okay? So, using the distance formula, yung din na yan yung radius natin. Okay? Tapos, square root of x sub 2, so that is 6, minus x sub 1, that is 9, squared, plus y sub 2, that is 3, minus y sub 1, negative 2, squared. Okay, so the radius will be 6 minus 9, negative 3, squared, plus 3 minus negative 2, so that is 3 plus 2, so that is 5. 5 squared. So, our radius will be the square root of negative 3 squared, that is 9, and plus 5 squared, so that is 25. So, our radius is square root of 9 plus 25. That is 34. So, square root of 34. Kaya lang, yung square root of 34 na yan, radius yan nung una nating circle. Ang hahanapan po natin ngayon ng equation na naka-center radius form is yung panibagong circle, which is ang radius niya ay twice ng radius ng una nating circle. Okay? So, kung doble yung radius ng ating bagong circle, so our new radius will be, so r sub n, new radius, 2 times square root of 34. Okay. 2 square root of 34 ang radius ng bago nating circle. Now, let's have the actual center radius form ng ating circle. So, balik tayo dun sa center radius form na guide natin, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equals to r squared. So again, our center is 9, negative 2, and our radius is 2 square root of 34. So, lapat na natin sa ating formula, x minus 9 squared plus y minus or plus 2 squared is equals to 2 square root of 34 squared. Okay. So, kumbaga, 2 square root of 34. So, that is 4 times 34. Okay, 4 times 34. Sige. Try natin dito. 34 times 4, 16. Carry 1. 4 times 3, 12. Edi 136. Okay. So, magiging final nating center radius form is x minus 9 squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to 136. Which is letter, asan dyan? Ayun, letter A. So, the correct answer is letter A. Okay. Now, sino to, mama? Galing. Very good. O, tara na. Proceed na tayo sa number 4. 4. A diameter of an initial circle has endpoints negative 2, 3, ayan na naman, and 4, 7. Find the equation of the new circle having the same radius but its center is translated 2 units to the right and 5 units down. Okay, sige. Sagutan nyo na. Tamad ni mo magbasa ng choices. Ang haba kasi kaya nyo na yan. Okay. So, pause nyo na yung video para masagutan nyo. And then, syempre, para ma-checkan natin, let's discuss it now. So, sabi dito, may initial circle na naman tayo. Diameter na naman ang binigay na endpoints. Negative 2, 3, and 4, 7. Hanapin daw natin yung equation nung same circle pa rin naman. Kaya lang, na-move siya. Na-move siya 2 units to the right and 5 units down. Ano yung na-move? Yung center niya. Okay, so siya rin gagalaw. Okay, magbabago yung positioning niya sa Cartesian plane. So, sige. Hanapin muna natin yung center ng ating circle. Ganun ulit. Gamitin ulit natin yung midpoint formula para makuha natin yung center. So, again, that is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2, y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. So, ang ating endpoints, negative 2, 3, and 4, 7. So, ito na yung gawin natin, x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2. So, lapat na natin sa formula, magiging ang center natin ay x sub 1, that is negative 2, plus 4 over 2, 3 plus 7 over 2. Okay. So, negative 2 plus 4, that is negative 2 plus 4, that is positive 2 over 2, 10, 3 plus 7, 10 over 2. So, final form niya, 2 divided by 2, that is 1, 5. So, ang center po natin ay 1, 5. Ngayon, hanapin na natin yung radius by having the distance formula, distance ng radius o square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1, y sub 1. Okay, burahin ko lang. Squared. So, mili kayo. Mas gusto ko yung puro positive. So, center is 1, 5. And yan yung gagawin nating x sub 1 and y sub 1. Tapos yung isa nating point, yung 4, 7. Okay, nagbabagal yung aking ano. Then we have x sub 2, then y sub 2. Okay. So, substitute na natin sa ating formula. So, square root of x sub 2 is 4 minus 1 squared plus maglolo ko yung aking pangsulat, pentab. So, y sub 2 is 7 minus 5 squared. Okay, so compute na natin yung radius. square root of 4 minus 1, that is 3 squared, plus 7 minus 5, that is 2 squared. So, equal yan sa square root of 3 squared, that is 9 plus 4. So, ang radius natin ay square root of 13. Okay, square root of 13 ang ating radius. Ngayon, sabi, yung center daw natin, yung circle daw natin, gagalaw 2 units to the right and 5 units down. Pag gumalaw yung ating center 2 units to the right, ang magbabago nun yung x-coordinate. At kapag naman gumalaw ng 5 units down, ang magbabago naman doon yung y-coordinate. Kaya naman sa center natin na 1, 5, para makuha natin yung bagong x, since ang x natin na luma ay 1, at gumalaw siya ng 2 units to the right, kapag to the right, mag-a-add tayo. Pag to the left, minus. Alam nyo naman na yun, di ba? Left or right. Pag right, ang movement plus. Pag left, minus. Okay? So, since right, 2 units, 1 plus 2 tayo. Para makuha natin yung bagong x-coordinate ng center. So, 1 plus 2, that is 3. Tapos, sa y-coordinate naman, na 5, nag-move daw siya ng 5 units down. So, pag downward ang movement, magma-minus tayo. Pag upward, add. Since downward nga ang nasa given natin, magma-minus tayo ng 5 sa dati nating y-coordinate. So, 5 minus 5, that is 0. So, ang bago na po nating center ay 3, 0. Okay. Pero still, wala pa tayo equation. Next equation na yung hahanapin natin. So, for the equation of the circle, note natin yung center again. So, center natin is 3, 0 at ang radius natin ay square root of 13. So, dun tayo sa center radius form na x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So, magiging x minus, ang h natin ngayon is 3 squared plus y minus 0 squared is equal to r squared. R squared natin, square root of 13 squared. So, ito, yung x minus 3 squared, expand natin para ma-simplify natin yung buo. So, it will become perfect square of a binomial, x minus 3, pag minultiply natin yan sa x minus 3 ulit, magiging x squared minus 6x plus 9. Then, magiging plus y minus 0, so that is y squared, is equal to square root of 13 squared, that is 13. So, combine like terms na lang natin and arrange natin from the highest degree to the lowest degree. So, magiging x squared plus y squared minus 6x tapos plus 9. Then, yung 13, lipat natin sa kabilang side, magiging negative 13 is equal to 0. So, magiging x squared plus y squared minus, pagpasensyahan nyo na yung sulat ko. Kanina pa ako nagsusulat, ngayon lang ako nagbigay ng disclaimer. So, ayan na, walang magre-reklamo sa sulat ko. X squared plus y squared minus 6x. 9 minus 13, that is negative 4, equal 0. Nandiyan ba sa choices? Okay, letter A. Di ba, dami nating nasulatan. So, the answer is letter A. Next, number 5. 5. Find the coordinates of the vertex of y is equal to x minus 4 squared plus x minus 1 squared plus x plus 1 squared plus x plus 4 squared. A, 2, 0. B, 16, 0. C, 0, 34. D, 0, 32. Okay, pause nyo na yung video para masagutan nyo na. And sige, sagutan na natin. So, para mahanap natin yung coordinates ng vertex, so vertex, may clue na tayo, pwede lang yung parabola or hyperbola. And since ang naka-square dyan, pag nakita nyo yung equation na yan, naka-square lang dyan si x. Of course, parabola na siya. So, expand natin to guys. Ang daming naka-square pero kaya natin yan, maproseso nga lang. So, gagamitan natin yan ng square of a binomial na formula. Oh, binigay na yung sagot. Okay, pero check natin kung tama yung letter C. Okay, so, square ng binomial na formula is a plus and or minus b squared is equals to, excuse me, a squared plus and minus 2ab plus b squared. Ginamit ko na yan last question. So, isa-isahin natin. Simulan natin kay x minus 4 squared. So, x minus 4 squared is equal to, using this formula, we're going to have x squared minus 8x plus 16. Okay? Tapos, yung pangalawa, x minus 1 squared is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1. Pangatlo, x plus 1 squared is equal to x squared minus plus 2x plus 1 again. Then we have x plus 4 squared is equal to x squared plus 8x plus 16. Okay. So, nakuha na natin yung squared ng bawat square of binomial natin sa given, no? So, ang gagawin natin is to add all of them. Di ba ang operation naman sa lahat is plus. So, i-add natin silang lahat. So, para mas madaling i-add, patayo na lang kaysa pahiga yung pag-add natin. So, x squared plus x squared plus x squared plus x squared, i-add natin yan lahat. That is, ilang x squared yan? 4. 4x squared. Ngayon, add din natin yung negative 8x squared minus 2x plus 2x plus 8x. So, ang matitira dyan, 0. Wala. So, wag na natin ilagay. Then, add natin tong 16, 1, 1, 16. That is 34. So, ang simplified form nitong ating given ay y equals 4x squared plus 34. Ngayon, hinahanap yung vertex. Ayan yung format natin. Yung naka-square, ay si x, kaya upward siya or downward. Kaya gagamitin natin yung formula ng x is equals to negative b over 2a. Okay? So, ano yung ba yung a natin? That is 4. A is 4. Pero tingnan nyo, may b ba tayo? Okay, wala tayong b kasi wala tayong x na nasa first degree dun sa nakuha nating function. Okay. So, yung b natin, wala. So, 0. So, pag sinubstitute natin yan sa ating formula, that is negative 0 over 2 times 4. So, that is just 0. Okay. Meaning to say, ang x natin ay 0. So, saan ba dyan? O, C or D lang, o. So, ano kaya? C or D. Tingnan natin. So, substitute natin yung x is equals to 0 sa y. Na meron tayo dito sa equation ng y. So, y equals 4 times 0 squared plus 34. And that is 4 times 0 squared, 0 plus 34. So, ang y natin ay 34. Kaya naman, ang vertex natin ay 0, 34. Okay. That is letter C. O, tama. Tama yung sagot natin dyan. Very good. Okay, next na tayo. So, number 6. Kayo naman, sagutan nyo. Kaya nyo yan. Find the coordinates of the vertex of y is equals to x minus 3 squared plus x minus 2 squared plus x plus 2 squared plus x plus 3 squared. A 0, 26, B 2, 0, C negative 26, 3, D negative 1, 1. Okay, pause nyo na yung video para masagutan nyo on your own. And then, sige, play nyo na. So, ganun ulit yung process. Expand natin or computein natin bawat square ng binomials dyan. And di ko napapatagalin, ito na sila. Okay. yung square ng x minus 3 squared, x minus 2 squared, x plus 2 squared, and x plus 3 squared. So, i-add natin yan. So, we can have x squared plus x squared plus x squared plus x squared, 4x squared. Then, ito, 0 ulit, negative 6x minus 4x plus 4x plus 6x, 0. Then, we have 9 plus 4, 13 plus 4, which is 17 plus 9. Wait. 9 plus 4, 13. Plus 4, tama, 17. Plus 9, wait. Tama, 26. So, plus 26. Okay. Now, yan yung ating simplified form nitong given. So, kunin na po natin yung vertex. Using the formula x is equal to negative b over 2a. Tapos hanapin nyo yung a, 4 ulit. And b, of course, 0. So, negative 0 over 2 times 4, that is still 0. So, ang x natin ay 0 dito. Then, yung x is equals to 0, evaluate natin sa ating nakuhang equation, y is equals to 4x squared plus 26. So, y is equal to 4 times 0 squared plus 26. So, that is y is equal to 26. So, ang ating vertex ay 0, 26. Letter A. Okay? Next na tayo. Number 7. The highest point of a parabola has coordinate negative 1, 4. If it passes through the point negative 3, negative 4, find the x-intercepts of the parabola. A, negative 1 plus and minus square root of 2. B, negative 2 plus and minus 3. C, 3 plus and minus square root of 2. And D, 4 plus and minus square root of 3. Okay, pause nyo na yung video kung gusto nyo sagutan on your own. Then, let's check kung tama yung sagot ninyo. So, to solve this question, kailangan nating mahanap yung equation ng parabola natin. Okay, para mahanap din natin x-intercept. And to do that, yung clue natin, yung highest point daw ng parabola as the coordinates negative 1, 4. Which means na yung maximum value ng parabola natin, negative 1, 4. So, it's a parabola that opens downward. Okay? Kasi highest point niya, negative 1, 4. So, ang vertex niya, negative 1, 4. Okay? So, sulat natin dito, the vertex is negative 1, 4. So, h is negative 1 and k is 4. Next, sabi, yung parabola daw natin, it passes through the point negative 3, negative 4. So, it means na yung negative 3, negative 4, isa yan sa mga values ng x tsaka ng y ng parabola natin. So, using that, makikreate na natin yung equation ng parabola. Okay, gamitin natin yung vertex form ng parabola and alam naman natin na ang opening niya ay up ay downward, kaya naman ang gagamitin natin na vertex form ay y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So, substitute na natin, ang y ay negative 4. So, negative 4, a wala tayong value, so as is, times x, negative 3, h natin ay negative 1. So, minus negative 1, magiging plus 1 na siya. Squared, plus, ang k natin ay 4. So, plus 4, positive 4. So, solve na natin. Negative 4 is equal to a times negative 3 plus 1, that is negative 2 squared plus 4. Then, lipat na natin tong si 4, magiging negative 4 minus 4 is equal to a times negative 2 squared, that is positive 4. So, negative 4 minus 4, that is negative 8 equals 4a. A times 4, 4a. So, find a. Divide both sides by 4. So, a is equal to negative 2. So, may a na tayo. Kaya magagawa na natin yung equation ng ating parabola. It is y equals, a is negative 2, so negative 2 times x minus, ang h natin ay negative 1, so plus 1, okay, squared, plus ang k natin ay 4. So, meron na tayong vertex form. Um, para mahanap natin yung x-intercept natin, we need to have it in the form x, 0. Pag sinabi kasing x-intercept pala, this is the intersection of the parabola and the x-axis. Pag y-intercept, y-axis naman. Okay? So, since ang tinatanong x-intercept, ang form niya x, 0. So, meaning, hahanapin natin yung value ng x kapag ang y ay 0. Okay? So, we are going to solve for the value of x if y is 0. Kaya, substitute na natin. So, 0 is equal to, y natin ay 0 ha. So, yung y na yan, magiging 0 is equal to negative 2 times x plus 1 squared plus 4. So, i-manipulate natin to algebraically para mahanap natin yung value ni x. So, lipat natin si 4 sa kabilang side. So, 4 is equal to negative 2 times x plus 1 squared. Divide both sides by negative 2, magiging negative 2 is equal to x plus 1 squared. So, kunin natin yung okay. Negative 4 pala to. So, it should be positive 2. Okay? Nilipat nga pala natin sa kabilang side yung 4. So, hindi dapat siya positive 4. Negative 4. So, negative 4 divided by negative 2, this is positive 2. Ayan. So, ngayon, para makuha natin yung value ni x, square root natin both sides. Get the square root of both sides. So, square root of 2 is equal to square root of x plus 1 squared. Okay? So, magiging square root of 2 is equal to x plus 1. Kasi ang square root ng x plus 1 squared ay x plus 1. O yan, makukuha na natin yung value ni x. Lipat lang natin sa kabilang side c plus 1. So, magiging negative 1 plus and minus square root of 2 is equal to x. Kaya pala naging plus and minus kasi ang square root of 2 ay plus and minus square root of 2. Okay? So, the answer is letter A. Ayan, letter A. So, very good lahat ng nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Nasa medyo complicated question, type of question siya. Okay, proceed na tayo sa number 8. 8. The lowest point of a parabola has coordinates negative 1, 4. If it passes through the point negative 3, 12, find the y-intercept of the parabola. A, negative 4, B, 12, C, 4, D, 6. So, sige, solve nyo na yung problem on your own. Kagaya ng problem kanina, but this time y-intercept ang hinahanap. Pause the video now. Then, checka na natin. So, sabi dito, lowest point naman. So, ngayon, minimum point ng parabola, minimum value ng parabola. So, ang opening natin for the parabola is upward. Tapos, ito yung pinakamababang point sa parabola. So, yan yung vertex natin. That is negative 1, 4 pa rin. O, ayan. So, our vertex negative 1, 4 and sabi, it passes through the point negative 3, 12. So, meaning to say, solution niya yung negative 3, 12. So, negative 1 is h and 4 is k. Negative 3 is x and 12 is y. Now, dahil upward yung ating parabola, ang vertex form niya is y is equal to ax minus h squared plus k. So, substitute na natin, y is 12 equals a times x is negative 3 minus negative 1, so plus 1 squared plus 4. So, solve natin yung a, magiging 12, lipat sa kabila si plus 4 minus 4 is equal to a, negative 3 plus 1, negative 2 again, squared. So, squared natin. Then, 12 minus 4, that is positive 8 equals a, a times negative 2 squared, that is 4a. Divide both sides by 4. So, the value of a is 2. Now, meron na tayong a, kaya ang ating vertex form ay y is equal to 2 times x plus 1 squared plus 4. Ngayon, sabi, y-intercept hinahanap. So, pag y-intercept, intersection yan ng parabola at saka ng y-axis. Kaya naman, ang form niyan ay 0, y. So, ngayon, ang value ng x natin ay 0, si y ay hinahanap. Y is equal to 2 times yung 0 natin na x is substitute natin sa equation na nakuha natin. So, magiging 0 plus 1 squared plus 4. So, y is equal to 2 times 0 plus 1, that is 1. So, 1 squared. Okay, 1 squared plus 4. So, magiging y is equal to 1 squared is 1, 2 times 1. So, that is 2 plus 4. So, y is equal to 6. So, ang ating y-intercept ay 6. Letter D. Okay, next number na tayo. Number 9. What is the slope of the line tangent to the circle x squared plus y squared is equal to 10 at the point negative 1, negative 3? A, negative 1/3. B, 10 over 13. C, 3 over 10. D, negative 2/5. Okay, pause nyo na yung video para masagutan nyo na. And then, let's check. So, pwede nating gawa ng figure yung ating circle na tangent daw po sa point negative 1, negative 3 at ang kanyang equation ay x squared plus y squared is equal to 10. So, ang itsura po ng ating circle ay ganito. Okay? Ayan yung ating circle, tangent yung line na yan sa ating circle. So, pag sinabing tangent, guys, it is a line that intersects or meet our circle at exactly or at only one point. Okay? One point lang daw. So, sa geom, guys, ang property niyan, okay, meron kasi tayong, yung point of tangency kasi na yan, ang distance niyan from the center is the radius. Okay? Very obvious naman yung x squared plus y squared is equal to 10. Ang ano niyan, ang center niyan ay origin. Okay? X squared plus y squared is equal to 10. The center of that is the origin. Okay? Wala tayo h and k dyan. 0, 0 ang h and k natin. So, ngayon, again, yung distance from the center and the point is the radius. And meron tayong property. Ayan. Property ng tangent line at ng circle natin. Okay? Yung line na tangent sa circle natin, may property na kung ano yung slope ng ating radius. Okay? Radius created by the point of tangency. Negative reciprocal niyan, yun yung slope ng ating tangent line. Okay, again, kung ano man yung slope ng radius created by the point of tangency of the tangent line, yung slope nun, negative reciprocal ng slope ng ating line of tangent. Okay, tangent line. Okay? So, kailangan natin gawin is to find the slope of the radius. Then, hanapin natin yung negative reciprocal ng slope na yun. Okay? And we can find the slope of the radius by having this formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay? So, ano yung y sub 1, y sub 2, x sub 2, and x sub 1 natin? Yan yung dalawang point. Okay? Dalawang point which consist our radius. That is the center and the point of tangency. Okay? So, ang center natin is 0, 0. And ang ating point of tangency is negative 1, negative 3. O kahit ano dyan, kung sino yung magiging x sub 1, tsaka x sub 2. So, pwede to, x sub 1. Okay, ito naman yung y sub 1 natin. Ito yung x sub 2. Ito yung y sub 2. So, gamitin natin formula ng slope. So, slope is equal to y sub 2. So, negative 1 minus 0 over x sub 2 negative, de, ang atin palang y sub 2. So, sorry, y sub 2 is negative 3. Okay, tapos ang x sub 2 natin ay negative 1 minus x sub 1 which is 0. Okay, so ang slope natin ay negative 3 over negative 1, that is 3. Okay, so yan yung slope ng radius. So, lagay natin slope of the radius. Ano naman yung slope ng tangent line? Okay, tangent line. So, kunin nyo yung negative reciprocal ng slope ng radius natin. So, 3. I-reciprocal nyo yung 3, that is 1 over 3. Tapos, negative. So, negative reciprocal. Yan. So, ang tangent nung line natin, yung slope niyan, that is negative 1/3. Letter A. Okay. Okay. Next number. What is the center of the circle with equation x squared plus y squared plus 6x is equal to 1? A, 0, 3. B, negative 3, 0. C, 3, 0. And 9, 0, negative 3. Okay, sige. Try nyo na sagutan. Pakipause na po yung video. Now, let's check kung tama yung sagot ninyo. So, ang goal natin is to make the given equation into our center radius form, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Kaya naman, tatransform natin tong given using the completing the square. So, x squared plus y squared plus 6x is equal to 1. So, to do that, pagsama-samahin nyo lahat ng terms na may parehas ng variable, which is yan yung x squared tsaka 6x. Tapos, iwalay natin, plus y squared is equal to 1. So, y squared naman, wala na siyang kasama. So, ang gagawin natin, yung x squared plus 6x, gagawin natin siyang perfect square trinomial. Okay? So, to do that, i-divide natin yung coefficient ni x sa 2, which is si 6. So, si 6, divide natin by 2, then square natin yung sagot nun. So, 6 divided by 2, that is 9. That is 3. Nagmamadali no? 6 divided by 2, that is 3. So, pag i-square natin yung 3, that is 9. So, magdadagdag tayo dito ng 9. And since nagdagdag tayo ng 9 sa kaliwang side ng equation, magdadagdag din tayo ng 9 sa kanan. Okay? Para equal pa rin yung dalawang side. Perfect square trinomial na to, x squared plus 6x plus 9. And that is x plus 3 squared. Okay? Pag in-expand nyo to, x plus 3, parehas yan sa x squared plus 6x plus 9. Okay? So, ang technique nun, para alam nyo kung ano yung perfect square natin na binomial na counterpart nitong x squared plus 6x plus 9, divide nyo sa 2 si coefficient ng x. So, 6 divided by 2, that is 3. Okay? So, plus, yung y squared na yan, in this form, wala naman na siyang ibang kasama. So, that is y minus 0. Dahil wala nga siyang ibang kasama, siya lang yung naka-squared. Y minus 0 squared, value niyan. In this form. Okay? Pares lang din naman, pag sinubtract nyo, y minus 0 is just y. Tapos squared nyo, y squared. Okay? For the sake lang na mailagay natin siya sa center radius form. Tapos yung r squared natin, that is 1 plus 9. That is 10. Okay. So, ano ang ating center ngayon? Kunin nyo yung h tsaka yung k natin. So, yung h makikita dito sa x plus 3. So, 3 yung nasa h natin. Kaya x minus h to, tas ito plus 3. Kaya, palitan nyo yung sign ni 3, magiging negative 3. Si k naman, minus 0, so 0 na siya. So, the answer is letter B, negative 3, 0. Okay, that's the answer. Proceed tayo sa number 10. What is the center of the circle with equation x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 4y is equals to 12? A, negative 3, negative 2. B, 6, 4. C, 3, 2. D, 0, 2. Okay. Pakisagutan na. So, let's check kung tama yung sagot ninyo. Ganun ulit yung gagawin natin kagaya sa previous question. Ta-transform natin itong given natin into our center radius form. So, pagsamahin nyo ulit lahat ng magkakaparehas ng variable. So, x squared minus 6x. Tapos maglagay tayo space dito plus y squared minus 4y plus maglagay kayong space dyan is equal to 12. Ngayon, ganun ulit, perfect square trinomial, yung negative 6, divide nyo by 2. So, that is negative 3 squared, that is 9. Tapos, kung nag-add kayo ng 9 dito, mag-add din kayo ng 9 sa kabila. Dito naman, negative 4. Negative 4 divided by 2, that is negative 2. Then, square, that is positive 4. Okay, so magdagdag din kayo ng 4 dito. Then, ang corresponding value nito pag kinompress natin, that is x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared. Pag kinompress naman natin tong tatlo na to, equals, pag sama-samahin nyo yan, 12 plus 9, that is 21 plus 4, 25. So, ano ngayon ang center natin? Center natin is h, k. So, ang h natin is 3, k natin is 2. So, our center is 3, 2. Letter C. Okay, very good sa mga nakatama. Next na tayo. Number 11. Find the radius of the circle with center negative 3, 5 and which passes through the origin. A 5, B 4 square root of 2, C square root of 34, D 3 square root of 3. So, sige, pause nyo na yung video. Kapag tapos na kayo, i-play nyo na. So, check na natin. Ano ang hinahanap dito? Yung radius. Circle daw na ang center, negative 3, 5. Tapos, dumaan sa origin. So, meaning to say, center natin, na negative 3, 5, magagamit natin to find the radius. Dadaan daw po sa origin yung circle natin. So, ang origin natin ay 0, 0. So, para malaman po natin yung radius, kailangan malaman natin yung distance ng center natin tsaka a point in the circle or on the circumference of the circle. So, meaning to say, dahil nga dumaan yung circle natin sa origin, point si origin sa circle natin. So, hanapin natin yung distance from negative 3, 5 to 0, 0. So, the radius is equal to square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. Okay, so ano yung x sub 1 natin? Ito na, lagay na natin. X sub 1, ito yung y sub 2. Ito naman yung ating x sub y sub 1. Okay. Y sub 1. Ito naman yung x sub 2 natin and y sub 2. So, substitute na natin square root of x sub 2, 0, minus x sub 1. So, magiging plus 3 squared plus y sub 2, 0, minus y sub 1, 5. So, squared. So, r is equal to square root of 3, 0 plus 3, that is 3 squared plus 0 minus 5, negative 5. So, negative 5 squared. So, r is equal to 3 squared, that is 9, plus 5, negative 5 squared, 25. So, that is square root of 34. Anong letter yon? Ayun, letter C. Okay, that's the answer. Sinong tumama? Galing. Okay, next na tayo. Find the radius of the circle with center negative 3, 5 and which passes through the point 7, 8. A 15, B square root of 109, C square root of 13, D 13. Okay? Sagutan nyo na. Then, play nyo na lang yung video kapag tapos na kayo. So to answer this problem, excuse me. Okay, gagawin natin yung process na ginawa natin last question. Sabi ulit dito, ang center natin is negative 3, 5. Then, one of our solution or points in the circle is 7, 8. So, meaning to say, kailangan nating hanapin yung distance from negative 3, 5 to 7, 8 to get the radius. So, radius is equal to square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared, okay, plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. So, ang x sub 1 natin si negative 3, y sub 1 natin is si 5, x sub 2 si 7, and y sub 2 si 8. So, r is equal to the square root of, okay, pagpasensyahan nyo na. Kunyari straight. Okay, x sub 2 is 7. 7 minus, okay, negative 3, so plus 3 squared plus y sub 2 is 8 minus 5. Okay, squared. So, magiging radius is equal to square root of 7 plus 3, that is 10. 10 squared plus 8 minus 5, that is 3 squared. So, r is equal to square root of 100 plus 9. And that is r is equal to square root of 109. The answer is letter B. Okay. Ayan. Tapos na tayo sa circle and parabola. Punta na tayo ngayon sa limits. Okay. Our next topic is about the limits. As an introduction for limits, I have here the function f of x is equal to x minus 1 or over x minus 1. So, if we simplify this function, we can say that f of x, okay, is equal to 1. Bakit? Kasi we have x minus 1 sa numerator over x minus 1 sa denominator naman. So, pag-divide natin yan, that is equal to 1. Right? Pero do you think they are the same? Is f of x equals x minus 1 over x minus 1 the same as f of x is equal to 1? No, actually. Bakit? Kasi when we graph the first function, we're gonna have this figure, yung kulay blue. And as you can see, butas siya or hindi siya dadaan dun sa point where x is equal to 1. Bakit? Kasi when the value of x or when x is equal to 1, our function will be undefined. Okay, di ba? Oh, pag sinubstitute natin yung x is equal to 1 sa ating function, f of 1 is equal to 1 minus 1 over 1 minus 1. So, di nga undefined, indeterminate pa nga. Okay, so, ibig sabihin no solution or wala tayong value dyan sa point na 1, 1 na yan. Okay, so, which is iba sa f of x is equal to 1. So, hindi po magkaparehas yung dalawang function na yan. Kung gusto nyo nating maging magkapareha sila, we need to restrict the value of x in f of x is equal to 1. So, x should be not equal to 1. Okay, yan yung restriction. F of x is equals to 1, that is, x is not equal to 1. Pero ngayon, let's answer this question. What is the value of the function as x approaches to 1? So, tingnan nyo ngayon yung function natin. And when our function, in the graph, when our x approaches to 1, from the left and from the right, ano yung nakikita nyong patutunguhan niyang value? Okay, the answer is 1. Okay, galing sa left, papunta sa 1, at galing din sa right, papunta sa 1, ang magiging value natin sa y ay 1. Which means that the answer for this function is 1. Yan yung tinatawag nating limits. Okay, this question, okay, ang tawag natin dyan ay limits. Okay? So by definition, the limit of a function f of x is the value it approaches as the value of x approaches a certain value. As x approaches a, the limit of f of x approaches L. So yun yung basa dito sa symbol ng nakikita nyo sa ating slide. Okay. Limit of f of x as x approaches to c is equals to L, where f of x is a function, c is a constant, and L is the actual limit. Ngayon, nag-i-exist lang po ang ating limit if the limit of f of x as x approaches to c from the left and from the right is the same. Okay. So, meaning to say guys, meron tayong tinatawag na one-sided limit. Pag sinabing one-sided limit, it is the limit of f of x as x approaches from the left or from the right. Ngayon, kapag parehas yung limit from the left and from the right, doon lang nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na actual limit. Pag magkaiba ngayon yung limit sa bawat side ng ating function, okay, as it approaches to a certain constant, the limit does not exist. Okay, so dapat kung ano yung limit sa kaliwa, ganun din sa kanan, para magkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na limit, actual limit. Pero pag naging magkaiba yung limit natin sa kaliwa at yung limit natin sa kanan, wala tayong limit. Okay, or the limit does not exist. Ngayon, para malaman natin yung actual na limit natin, we have this so-called limit laws. Okay. Actually, marami yan kung tutuusin. Pero, um, sa paghahanap ng limits, guys, the shortcut for that is just to evaluate the value where x will approach into the function. Okay? Evaluate nyo lang, or ibig sabihin, substitute nyo lang yung value ng x, or yung x, kung saan man siyang constant mag-a-approach. Okay? Yung shortcut na lang ituturo ko sa inyo. Though, in concept, magkaiba sila, but the process is the same. Okay? So, for example, I have here, find the limit of x squared plus 4x minus 3 as x approaches to 4. Pag kinuha natin yung limit niyan, it will become limit of x squared as x approaches to 4 plus limit of 4x as x approaches to 4 minus limit of 3 as x approaches to 4. So, iisa-isayin nyo bawat terms na kukunin nyo limit. But still, the process, pag kinuha nyo yung limit ng x squared as x approaches to 4, substitute nyo lang yung constant kung saan mag-a-approach yung x natin dun sa ating given na term. Okay? So, palitan nyo lang yung x ng 4. So, magiging 4 squared yung equivalent niyan. Sa process lang ha, pero in concept, magkaiba sila ha. So, limit of f of x as x approaches to 4 is 4 times 4. Tapos, yung limit of 3 as x approaches to 4, limit of a constant is kopyahin nyo lang yung constant. So, that is 3. Okay? Hindi yung constant kung saan mag-a-approach ha, yung term na constant na nandito. Okay? Ganun lang. Hindi nyo papalitan yung constant na 3 ng 4. No, 3 ang magiging value ng limit of 3 as x approaches to 4. So, this is 4 squared, 16 plus 16 minus 3. So, that is 16 plus 16, 32 minus 3, 29. So, the answer for this question is 29, or the value of the limit is 29. Dito naman, no, determine the limit of square root of 66 minus x as x approaches to 2. So, ang mangyayari dyan, it is equal to the square root of the limit of 66 as x approaches to 2 minus the limit of x as x approaches to 2. So, magiging limit of a constant, 66. Okay, square root, lagay natin muna square root, then 66 minus limit of x as x approaches to 2, that is 2. Okay? So, kasi palitan lang natin ng 2 yung x. So, 66 minus 2, that is 64. So, square root of 64, and that is 8. So, the answer for this question is 8. Okay? Next. Oh, ito. Next. Evaluate the limit of x minus 3 over x squared minus x minus 6 as x approaches to 3. So, pag sinimple lang natin na in-evaluate itong 3 sa ating given, ang magiging sagot dyan, 3 minus 3 over 3 squared minus 3 minus 6 is equal to 3 minus 3, 0. 3 squared, 9 minus 3 minus 6, that is also 0. So, 0 over 0, indeterminate. Pero guys, lagi tayong may limit eh. So, I mean, may limit tayo pag ganitong rational function. Kaya, ang gagawin natin, hindi basta-bastang substitution. Ang gagawin natin is to um, simplify. Okay, mental block. Simplify yung ating given na equation or function, I mean. So, x minus 3 over x squared minus x minus 6. So, hanapin natin yung factors ng x squared minus x minus 6. At baka may ma-divide tayo dyan pag nahanap natin yung factors ng x squared minus x minus 6. So, that is x minus 3, ano ba? Trial and error pwede. Hanap kayo ng factors ni negative 6 na pag inad nyo, yun yung coefficient ni x, which is negative 1. So, that is x minus 3. Okay, negative 3 and positive 2. So, magiging factors niya is x minus 3 and x plus 2. Tama naman, pag nag-FOIL method kayo, pag minultiply nyo to, babalik tayo sa sagot na x squared minus x minus 6. So, pwede natin to i-divide, magiging 1 over x plus 2. So, tsaka na natin hanapin yung limit ngayon ng 1 over x minus 2 as x plus 2 as x approaches to 3. Okay, as x approaches to 3. So, that is 1 over 3 plus 2, and the answer is 1/5. Okay, 1/5 ang sagot niya. Okay, exercise pa tayo. Evaluate the limit of x squared minus 2x plus 4 as x approaches to 3. A does not exist, B 19, C 4, D 7. Okay, sagutan nyo na po. And pag nasagutan na, check na natin. So, the answer for this is 3 squared minus 2 times 3 plus 4. So, that is 9 minus 6 plus 4. So, this is 9 minus 6, that is 3 plus 4, that is 7. Talagay no unti-unti. Okay, letter D. Next, number 2. Find the limit of x plus 3 over x squared plus 9 as x approaches to negative 3. So, A 1 over 6, letter B does not exist, letter C negative 1/3, and letter D 0. So, check na natin. Kung may sagot na kayo, check na natin. Ngayon, may pwede ba tayong ma-factor dito para ma-simplify natin yung x plus 3 over x squared plus 9? Wala na po. Okay. So, direct substitution na tayo. So, ang mangyayari, para masagot yung limit. Okay. So, negative 3 plus 3 over negative 3 squared plus 9. So, that is 0 over negative 3 squared, that is 9 plus 9, pero the answer is 0 over 18, which is 0. Okay? Hindi siya does not exist sa 0 divided by a number is 0. So, the answer is letter D. Okay. Letter D. Next, number 3. Pero very good pala kung tama yung sagot nyo dito. Okay. May natututunan. Number 3. What is the limit of the function f of x is equal to x squared minus 9 over x minus 3 as x approaches to 3? A 6, B 3, C 0, D undefined. So, kung may sagot na, check na natin. Hinahanap dito, limit of x squared minus 9 over x minus 3 as x approaches to 3. Kaya naman, simplify muna natin yung x squared minus 9 over x minus 3. So, factor natin yung x squared minus 9. This is x plus 3 and x minus 3 over x minus 3. So, may madidivide tayo. Ang hahanapan na lang natin ng limit ay x plus 3 as x approaches to 3. So, that is 3 plus 3. That is 6. The answer is 6. Okay. Ayan, tapos na tayo sa limit. Punta tayo ngayon sa continuity. Okay, continuity. Basically, ang hinahanap dito sa continuity of a function, we need to identify if a function is continuous or not. So, paano ba natin malalaman kung continuous yung function? Okay. Malalaman natin kung continuous yung function kung yung graph niya ay walang break, walang gap, walang holes. So, dire-diretso lang. Pag magdo-drawing kayo, never nyong iaangat yung inyong ballpen or lapis para masabing continuous yung graph ng isang function. Ngayon, kung hindi, kung iaangat nyo yung ballpen ninyo para madrawing yung function, kung may gap, may hole, may break, ibig sabihin discontinuous yung ating function. Okay? Examples of continuous function na nakikita nyo dito sa slide. Ayan o. Okay. Ngayon, madaling makita kung continuous yung function or hindi kapag may graph. Paano kapag wala tayong graph? Paano pag equation lang ang given natin or function lang ang given natin? So, ito po yung gagawin natin. From Comandante 2008, a function is said to be continuous at a point x is equal to a if all of the following conditions are satisfied. So we have three conditions. The first condition is that f of x is defined, that is, x is equal to a exists. Meaning to say, may value tayo when we evaluate the value of a into our function. Okay? Dapat hindi siya maging undefined. Okay. Then, number 2, dapat yung limit ng function as x approaches to a exists. Meaning to say, yung left limit tsaka right limit as x approaches to a parehas. Okay? And lastly, third condition, dapat daw yung limit ng f of x as x approaches to a and yung nakuha nating value sa condition A, so yung f of A or f of C or any value ng x na meron tayo originally, equal, parehas daw dapat. So, pag nakuha or check dun sa tatlong condition na yon, meron yung tatlong condition na yon, tsaka lang magiging continuous. Okay, yung isang function. Now, paano pag may isa dyan na hindi na satisfy? So, meaning to say, hindi na continuous yung ating function. Okay? Or discontinuous na po ang ating function. Kahit isa lang, kahit pumasok siya or pasok siya sa 1, 2, kung hindi naman siya pasok sa number 3, wala din. Okay, hindi rin continuous yan. So, discontinuous ang ating function pag ganun ang nangyari. And meron tayong tatlong klase ng discontinuity. Okay? First is the removable discontinuity. So, spoiler, yung removable discontinuity, usually makikita to sa rational function. Wherein, rational function na mas mataas yung degree ng numerator compared kay denominator. O kaya naman parehas yung degree ng numerator and the denominator. Okay? So, removable discontinuity siya. So, kailan siya nangyayari? Kapag yung limit ng f of x as x approaches to a exists, pero magkaiba yung limit of a function f of x as x approaches to a sa f of a. So, condition 1. O kaya naman, yung condition 1 natin undefined or walang condition 1. Okay? Yes, meron siyang limit. So, check siya sa condition 2. Pero, wala siyang condition 1. Okay? So, removable yan or discontinuous siya. Ang type niya, removable. Okay? Next. Pag sinabi namang jump discontinuity, nangyayari to kung meron tayong f of a or check tayo sa first condition, pero pagdating sa second condition, x. Okay? So, meaning to say, magkaiba yung limit ng um, limit sa kaliwa. So, one-sided limit magkaiba compared dun sa another limit niya sa one side. Okay? So, meaning to say, magkaiba yung limit sa kaliwa at limit sa kanan. At common tong nangyayari sa mga piecewise function. Ayan, piecewise function. Ayan o, yung function na binubuo ng dalawa or mas marami pang function. For example, I have here h of x is equal to x plus 1 if x is less than 4 and x minus 4 squared plus 3 if x is greater than or equal to 4. So, f of 4 exists. So, meron tayong condition A. Ano ba yung f of 4? That is 3. Oh, ayan, based sa graph, that is 3. Pero, sabi dito, magkaiba daw po yung limit ng h of x as x approaches to 4 from the left and the limit of h of x as x approaches to 4 from the right, as shown in our graph. Nasaan? O, sige, tingnan natin. Sige. Tingnan ninyo. As our graph approaches to 4 from the left, saan siya papuntang value ni y? Ano yung value ni y? Na kapartner ni 4 pag galing sa kaliwa. Okay, papunta siya sa 5. Okay, so ang limit ng function natin as x approaches to 4 from the left is 5. Pero tingnan ninyo, pag yung function natin approaches from the right, ayan, limit of h of x as x approaches to 4 from the right, anong value ni y dyan? Okay, the value is 3. So, ang limit sa kanan ay 3. Magkapares, magkaiba. Okay, magkaiba sila. So, ibig sabihin, the limit does not exist. So, that is the jump discontinuity. Next, punta naman tayo sa infinite discontinuity. Yung infinite discontinuity naman, nangyayari kapag meron tayong one or more na infinite limits. So, yan yung mga rational function na ang degree ay mas mataas yung nasa denominator usually. Yung hindi, yung pag pinactor yung rational function, sinimplify yung rational function, may factor na matitira sa denominator. Yun yung nangyayari ang limit ng infinite. Okay? For example, ito. We have f of x is equals to 1 over x. Hanapin nyo nga yung limit ng 1 over x as x approaches to 0 from the left. O, ito yun. From the left, papuntang left. Saan papunta? Okay. Nadiinan. Saan papunta yung ating graph? Ayan o, papunta siya sa baba. Okay, dire-diretso yan, papunta sa negative infinity. Okay, so ayan, negative infinity. From the right naman, okay, galing sa right, it will approach to, ayan, paangat. Okay, so that is to positive infinity. So, the limit of 1 over x as x approaches to 0 from the right, okay, is positive infinity. So, meaning to say, infinite discontinuity yan. Okay, may tanong ba doon? Sige, example tayo. Parang makakasagot pala kayo. Okay, example number 1. Identify whether the function f of x is equals to x squared plus 5x plus 6 is continuous at x is equal to negative 1. Justify your answer. So, to do this, kailangan malaman natin kung pasok siya dun sa tatlo nating condition. First condition natin is that f of negative 1 exists. Okay, exists. So, let's evaluate. When x is equals to negative 1, that is negative 1 squared plus 5 times negative 1 plus 6. So, magiging negative 1 squared, that is 1, plus Okay, hindi na plus. 5 times negative 1, that is negative 5. Plus 6. So, it will become 1 plus 6, 7, minus 5, that is 2. So, our f of negative 1 is 2. So, it exists, yes. So, check tayo. Next, dapat daw sa condition number 2, f of limit. Okay, burahin ko lang. Limit of x squared plus 5x plus 6 as x approaches to negative 1 should exist. Okay. So, dapat meron din siyang limit of x squared plus 5x plus 6 as x approaches to negative 1. Okay. So, check natin. Meron ba? Sige, try natin. So, negative 1 squared plus 5 times negative 1 plus 6, and that is still the same, that is 2. So, meron ba tayong limit ng function as x approaches to, talaga. Okay, limit of f of x natin as x approaches to negative 1. That is 2. So, check tayo. Next, third condition. Dapat daw yung limit natin ng function as x approaches to the given constant, so negative 1, equal yan sa nasa condition 1 natin, which is f of negative 1. So, parehas ba? Ang limit natin is 2, tapos ang f of negative 1 natin is 2. So, equal sila, kaya check tayo dyan. So, parehas po sila. Kaya naman, sa tatlong condition, pasok siya, na-satisfy niya. Kaya naman, continuous yung ating function. Ngayon, pag na-encounter kayo ng ganyang tanong, tas ang given ninyo guys, ganyan, x squared plus 5x plus 6 is a parabola, di ba? So, kung i-imagine ninyo yung graph ng parabola, continuous siya. And lahat po ng parabola na function, okay, ay continuous. Okay, kahit nga yung linear function, continuous din yan. Line, continuous. Sine, continuous. So, pag na-encounter kayo, nang alam nyo naman na yung graph ng ganyang klase ng function ay continuous, huwag na kayo mag-solve, huwag na kayo mag-ganyan-ganyan na condition. Automatic na yan na continuous. Lalo ng linear function, continue siya automatic kahit anong point kasi ang domain nila ay all real numbers. So, hindi siya magkakaroon ng holes, gaps, breaks, wala. Okay? Punta naman tayo sa example number 2. Example 2. At x is equals to 3 is the function f of x is equal to x squared minus 9 over x minus 3 continuous at that particular point. Show your solution. So, pakita na lang natin kung anong condition siya hindi magiging continuous. And that is on the condition that, saan? First condition pa lang, hindi na yan continuous. Kasi pag sinolve natin yung f of 3, so magiging 3 squared minus 9 over 3 minus 3. That is 0 over 0. So, that is indeterminate. Kaya naman, hindi defined yung ating f of 3. So, f of 3 does not exist. Okay, f of 3 does not exist. Okay, indeterminate kasi. So, wala. X tayo sa f of 3 exist. No. So, condition 1 pa lang, wala na tayo. So, that's it. Ang magiging sagot natin, discontinuous siya. Okay, discontinuous. So, pwede pa nga natin malaman kung anong specific na discontinuity niyan eh. Diba rational function yan? Tapos tignan nyo, it's a removable discontinuity. Okay, removable yan. May limit yan. Pero ang limit niyan ay x plus 3. So, that is 6. Pero, yun nga, indeterminate. Kaya naman, limit, discontinuous siya. Okay, removable discontinuity. Okay? Example 3, determine if the function f of x is equals to 2 over x is continuous at x is equal to 0. So, in this kind of function, our f of x is equal to 2 over x, this is rational. So, automatic na yan guys na um, discontinuous. Okay, sorry. Discontinuous. Bakit? Kasi when our x is equals to 0, magiging 2 over 0 yan. Which is 2 over 0 is undefined. Okay? So, meaning to say, ligwak na tayo sa condition number 1. So, automatic discontinuous yan. Okay? To be specific, anong kind ng discontinuity yung meron dito sa example number 3? That the kind of discontinuity for this function 2 over x is infinite discontinuity. Okay? Yung limits niyan will approach to positive infinity or negative infinity. So, hindi na tayo pagkakaroon ng continuity sa ganyang klase ng function. Okay? Lalo na mas mataas yung degree ng denominator compared sa numerator ng given natin na function. So, discontinuous talaga siya. Next, we have f of x is equal to x squared plus x minus 2 over x plus 2 at x is equal to negative 2. And f of x is equals to x over x minus 1 at x is equal to 1. Sige nga, try nyo nga. Continuous kaya sila? Okay, yes. Parehas po silang discontinuous. Parehas undefined or indeterminate yung magiging f of negative 2 or f of 1 natin. So, parehas po silang discontinuous. To be specific, ang discontinuity nila ay removable discontinuity. Okay, so tapos na po natin ang first part ng ating calculus. Very good sa mga nakatapos. Ang tiyaga nyo. Almost 2 hours na tayo dito. So, thank you very much for listening. Ayan. Nakatapos na naman tayo ng another session. Last na. Next meeting. So, that is our last class. Okay. Ayan. Hindi na kayo magsasawa sa mukha ko. Thank you so much sa pakikinig. See you sa next session natin. Goodbye.